And when you have that short to it, long through it motion, man, I'm telling you what, that's the reason why he's hitting around 450.
Track, wall, Bellinger's done it again!
The 2019 National League Most Valuable Player of the Dodgers, it is Cody Bellinger.
Twisting around, still going, he's at the wall!
Cody Bellinger has gone from a 24-year-old MVP in 2019 to one of the worst hitters of 2021 at age 26. That's quite the insane statement to make. To illustrate the absurdity of Bellinger's decline, compare the WRC Plus and OPS Plus numbers between 2019 and 2021. I can't say I've ever seen a decline this drastic so early in a player's career. So these are the questions everyone wants answers to. Why has Cody Bellinger regressed so drastically, and can he return to his former self? To find these answers, we need to understand how productive Bellinger once was. At 21 years old, Cody Bellinger entered his rookie season as a top 10 prospect. It didn't take long to realize that he was the real deal, particularly with his production in the months of May and June, which allowed him to not only compete in the Home Run Derby, but to earn a spot in the All-Star Game. Also, less than a week after the All-Star Game, Bellinger hit for the cycle. He ended the year not only as the National League Rookie of the Year, but as the National League's new record holder for most home runs in a rookie season. Unfortunately, his performances in the playoffs, most notably in the World Series, was a stain on what was otherwise a spectacular rookie season. His 2018 season was a bit of a downgrade in production, but he was named the NLCS MVP for his walk-off single in Game 4 and a go-ahead home run in Game 7. Then came the 2019 season. Bellinger started off the season on quite the hot streak. Within his first month of the year, Bellinger hit 14 home runs, breaking Matt Kemp's record for most home runs by a Dodger in the month of April. However, Bellinger wasn't the only young outfielder breaking records. Prior to 2019, only 2 players had hit 14 home runs before May 1st, Albert Pujols and Alex Rodriguez. In 2019, 2 more players were added to that list, Cody Bellinger and reigning MVP Christian Yelich. Within 1 month, we knew the NL MVP race was going to be contentious. Bellinger obviously slowed down in the month of May, but a slowed down Bellinger still meant he was a near 1,000 OPS hitter, although Yelich was still firmly in the MVP race. So, with both players heading into the All-Star game as starters, the MVP race was becoming even more contentious.
What are we playing to this time?
How about a game of MVP?
All right, let's do it.
What would be the key difference maker? Health. Unfortunately for Yelich, his season ended early as he went down with a fractured kneecap in September. While Yelich ended the season with an OPS of 1,100, a full 100 points higher than his OPS from his MVP season, he only played 130 games, while Bellinger, whose OPS was only slightly lower than Yelich, only missed 6 games the entire season. Nonetheless, Bellinger won MVP, a Silver Slugger, and a Gold Glove. This is where Bellinger ranked league-wide in some key stats. Unfortunately, he hasn't played anywhere near this sort of production since. Given that many players weren't playing as expected in the shortened 2020 season, Bellinger was given a pass, especially considering his phenomenal performances in the playoffs. But a shoulder injury resulting from a home run celebration in the World Series, along with a couple more injuries, may have been the catalyst for Bellinger's terrible 2021 season. Let's just compare Bellinger's 2019 and 2021 stats. Just let these sink in for a second. I mean, his expected slugging percentage has been cut in half. Also, throughout baseball history, only 29 players have finished a season with an average under 170 and an OPS under 545 with over 300 plate appearances. 23 of these 29 individual seasons came before 1947. Interestingly, Jackie Bradley Jr. has accomplished this same feat this season. The difference is that Jackie Bradley Jr.'s career OPS plus is under 100, unlike Bellinger. It's truly astounding to see where Bellinger has ended up. So, what happened? Well, it all stems from Bellinger's swing. After Bellinger slumped in 2018, he worked on the mechanics of his swing in preparation for the 2019 season. It was found that Bellinger was no longer applying enough pressure to the ground as he was standing straight-legged, making it difficult for him to halt momentum once his swing began. Comparing footage between 2017 and 2018 confirms the batting stance differences. This affected his ability to hit inside fastballs and breaking balls, particularly against left-handed pitchers. Bellinger, along with Dodgers coaches, decided to go back to basics and use a batting stance akin to what Bellinger was doing in 2017. I'd say they did a great job. However, with the long offseason prior to the 2020 season, Bellinger and Dodgers coaches once again tweaked his swinging mechanics, as Bellinger said he was uncomfortable at the plate during the second half of the 2019 season. Comparing first and second half zone maps from 2019, it's clear that Bellinger was much better at hitting inside pitches in the first half of his MVP season. As for the batting stance change in 2020, the only difference I see is Bellinger's front leg being moved towards home plate. Either way, the results weren't pretty, specifically with his inability to hit fastballs and breaking pitches. In particular, his ability to hit fastballs over 95 miles per hour had severely diminished. Also, in 2019, pitchers threw more breaking balls over the course of the season, a trend that continued through 2020. His pull percentage also went down with his fly ball percentage, and in general, he just couldn't make hard contact as his hard hit and barrel percentages fell significantly. Now let's check out his 2021 batting stance, specifically from the beginning of the season. Like the past few seasons, this is a stance that Bellinger spent the offseason fine-tuning. If we compare this stance to the stances from previous seasons, there's a clear difference. In 2021, it looks like Bellinger has shifted his whole body away from home plate, a clear contrast from previous seasons. He actually changes this stance over the course of the 2021 season, which I'll get to in a little bit. Then, of course, there's the injuries. In the 2020 NLCS, Bellinger injured his shoulder right after celebrating a home run with Kike Hernandez. As a result of many injuries on that shoulder over the years, he underwent surgery in November 2020. Bellinger's recovery was seemingly going well, which allowed him to start the season on opening day. However, a week into the 2021 season, Bellinger suffered a hairline fracture in his left fibula, which he didn't return from until the end of May. However, by the second half of the year, Bellinger was still feeling the effects of his shoulder surgery, a claim brought forth by manager Dave Roberts. Considering that former Dodger Matt Kemp struggled the season after his shoulder surgery, it makes sense that Bellinger has struggled as well. But Bellinger's decline has been much more drastic. He currently has career lows in hard hit percentage and barrel percentage. What makes this problem even worse is the fact that Bellinger's whiff rate and fly ball rates are at a career high. Combining this with the fact that Bellinger's ability to hit fastballs and breaking balls are at career lows, you get a career low home run to fly ball rate, meaning that Bellinger is essentially only hitting a bunch of pop-outs, which can be seen in the huge increase in launch angle. And when he isn't hitting flyouts, he's likely striking out, as his strikeout rate is his worst since his rookie season. What's the main difference between Bellinger's rookie season and 2021 season? Hard hit percentage. Now knowing the extent of Bellinger's injuries, we can understand why his stance has evolved throughout the 2021 season. In his first game back in late May after his leg injury, Bellinger seemed to revert to his old batting stance. Then in September, Bellinger changed his batting stance to something completely new. The barrel of the bat is more upright, which may give Bellinger a bit more control of where the barrel is going. A shorter, simplified batting stance that doesn't entirely promote fly balls? This could work. Unfortunately, he suffered a fractured rib a few days later. His September stats following the introduction of this new stance aren't amazing, but they're certainly better than what he was doing beforehand. Although Bellinger has ended the season with an average of 165, the worst ever batting average by a former MVP. For comparison, Elston Howard's historically awful 1967 season came 4 years after his MVP season. Not only is Bellinger's record-breaking season coming only 2 years after his MVP season, he's doing it at an age 10 years younger than Howard. So it's safe to say that Bellinger has some work to do. The combination of injuries and tinkering with hitting mechanics has exposed Bellinger's weaknesses even more. At one point, he was a rookie breaking home run records, eventually becoming a 24-year-old MVP. Today, he's a power hitter who hits an absurd amount of flyouts and can barely barrel the ball. Although it's not like he provides no value, as he's a great defender and base runner. Considering how good the Dodgers already are, I'm intrigued to see what a healthy Bellinger looks like in 2022, whether it be on the Dodgers or somewhere else. These next few seasons will be critical for Bellinger's career, especially as he hits free agency in 2024. He's certainly talented enough to become a top hitter, but you never really know in the game of baseball. Good luck to Bellinger. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Leave a like if you did, and subscribe for more content just like this. Thanks for watching.